Take the diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk than down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd.
Ooh, trick or treat? Well, the real trick is having your unencrypted data being harvested by horrific hackers, ghoulish governments, and creepy corporations. And the treat is ExpressVPN. It creates a secure tunnel between your devices and the internet, keeping your private information private. ExpressVPN can even unblock geo-restricted content. So let's say you're Dracula and you want to watch the Underworld trilogy for some reason. Well, tough crap. It's blocked in Transylvania, but not in Pennsylvania. So switch your location from Romania to the USA and it'll show up.
Thanks, but you know there's 5 Underworld movies, right? It's a pentalogy, not the trilogy.
Wait, really?
They also made a short anime.
Whatever. Anyway, ExpressVPN is easy to use and it's fast. Plus, at less than $7 a month with a 30-day money-back guarantee, it's no wonder why ExpressVPN is the #1 rated VPN in the world. Take back your internet privacy today and find out how you can get 3 months free by clicking the link in the description. Head to expressvpn.com/Cinemassacre. First of all, I just want to say, happy Halloween. Sorry we can't have a big, epic special this year. Hope you're all staying safe. I'm locked down in the nerd room, my bunker of ass and aardvark farts, about to play another game that's a steaming pile of shit, like the steam is the smell, visualized. So today we have Countdown Vampires. Countdown to me losing my shit! This game was shat out by Bandai to capitalize on the survival horror craze back on the original PlayStation. If you consider games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill to be the Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat of the horror world, well then Countdown Vampires is the Time Killers. Actually, that's kind of mean towards Time Killers. This is more like the Shadow War of Succession of horror games. Countdown Vampires is often considered to be a clone of Resident Evil. Yeah, if they cloned it from piss, shit, and vomit with barely any trace of usable DNA. I mean, this game is a motherfucking malformed mistake of a doppelganger that should be destroyed with fire. The game takes everything Resident Evil does right and fucks it up royally. This is a game people should have been fired for. Surprisingly though, they weren't. The developer, a company called K2, went on to relative success after making this. As a matter of fact, in May 2008, they became part of Capcom and even helped develop, get this, Resident Evil 5. Man, I didn't realize how accurate I was comparing this to Time Killers. It's almost an exact parallel. If you remember from the Mortal Kombat Rip-Offs episode, Incredible Technologies, the developer of Time Killers, got hired by Capcom to develop Street Fighter the movie The Game. Now, K2, a company that developed a shit Resident Evil rip-off, went on to actually work on Resident Evil. Once again, Capcom hired a company that made knockoffs of their games to work on the games they were knocking off. What were they thinking? So that's the whole story, but now let me actually play the game and show you why it sucks so— oh shit. I forgot. My PlayStation got self-destructed. Well, I'll be shit damned. It works. All right, let's start counting down vampires. One thing that flabbergasts my ass is that this game takes up 3 goddamn memory card slots. I have no idea why, but luckily I have the perfect memory card for it. The first thing you do in the game is enter a name and blood type. I went with type AB for Astro Bastard. Then we get this FMV cutscene, which is PlayStation as fuck. It tries really hard to look cool and introduces us to the main character, Mark McGrath from the band Sugar Ray. Nah, just kidding. He's a generic douchebag named Keith J. Snyder. He's sent to guard a movie director at this horror-themed casino. According to a file you get in the game, Keith apparently murdered another detective, so to punish him, they sent him to work security at a casino. How the fuck does that make sense? A murderer, somebody who murdered people, murdered a detective, and he doesn't go to prison? He becomes a security guard at a casino? Wow. The intro cutscene is all over the place. It introduces a bunch of characters that never come back in the game. Literally, none of these people are in the game except for this security guard and this waitress. And the security guard just shows up dead 1 fucking minute into the game. So pay no attention to this weird SWAT team guy, the movie director, the woman in the red dress, and this gray cat that they show for some reason. I like the cat though. After a montage of edgy late 90s shit, a couple strippers turn into vampires. It's kind of like From Dusk Till Dawn, but more like Dusk Till Diarrhea. All hell breaks loose and this one guy just falls trying to go up some stairs. It's pretty hilarious. Then one of the stripper vampires falls into a pool of jizz or something and turns back to normal.
This whitewater turns them back to normal.
She's still fucking dead, but now she's a dead normal person and not a vampire. So yeah, in this game, the vampire's weakness is not holy water, it's white water. Yeah, so if you ever get chased by some vampires, just hop on a river raft and go down some rapids. That'll stop those blood-sucking fucks. You can shoot vampires with a dart gun and then sprinkle the water to change them back, but there's no reason, especially when you start finding actual guns. The manual says you get a bonus, but it's a dirty lie. Just kill them all. So like I said, the game is a total rip-off of Resident Evil, right down to the awful tank controls and shitty camera angles. It's giving me flashbacks of The Crow. Not that fucking Crow, the game. One thing Resident Evil is known for is the ending countdown. Pretty much every Resident Evil game ends with a countdown timer or timed self-destruct. Well, let me tell you, Countdown Vampires doesn't just end on a countdown, it starts with a countdown. Yeah, no joke. And that's not all. There's another countdown in the middle of the game too. There's even a puzzle that has 2 more countdowns. They really went batshit bonkers with these countdowns. So they got the countdown part, but what about the vampires? Well, it's got giant praying mantises, werewolves, lizard monsters, purple goo monsters that shoot bubbles, giant bugs that shoot bubbles, 3 witches, and giant batmen, not to be confused with Batman. The alleged vampires are really closer to zombies. They're also the most non-intimidating vampires possible. All they do is walk around like they're holding in a huge shit and try to punch you. Once in a while they'll bite, but most of the time they just try to uppercut you and make burping sounds. Technically they're vampires, but they're the worst vampires I've ever seen. So yeah, the game's got vampires. So they basically just named the game after 2 things that are in it, countdowns and vampires. By that logic, they should have called the game Shit Graphics, Fucked Voice Acting.
Barry!
I've talked about how bad the voice acting is in the original Resident Evil before.
Any clues?
No, but something's wrong with this house.
Whoa! This hall is dangerous!
But that pales in comparison to the voice acting in Countdown Vampires. This game makes the dialogue in the original Resident Evil look like fucking Tarantino.
Misato, I'm going to take a look up ahead. You stay here.
I'm scared to be alone, Keith.
You've got to stay here. What's the matter? Hey, what's going on? Settle down. Hey, calm down.
The main character's voice really doesn't match his look at all. So anyway, back to the game. The first thing that happens is a countdown timer starts, and you have 3 minutes to get out of this area. There's a couple vampires, walking around like morons. They can't even follow you up the stairs. They just walk around in circles. The enemies in this game have some of the worst AI I've ever seen in any video game. It can't even be considered artificial intelligence, more like genuine stupidity. Look at this shit. These two zombie things walk into each other and then get stuck. Then two more walk over and they get stuck too. This isn't even a glitch or anything. It's just the way they were programmed. The game has you running from one end of the map to another, finding keys, ammo, and files that are riddled with spelling errors. Thank again with much gratitude. Did anyone proofread this shit? There's a lot of words missing spaces, like mystical strength and beporing. Even one of the weapons is misspelled in the menu. The stun glove is called the stun globe. How do you misspell one of the first items you get in the game? My favorite is when you find the secret elevator in the stripper pole and it says there's an elevator, but it doesn't turn on the power. I don't even know what it's trying to say. The game seems padded out with barely any content. There's rooms that are completely pointless, like here where it has you climb down a ladder just to run a few feet and climb back up another ladder. Why not just make it one long walkway? There's also rooms that'll be locked, only for the key to be right in the next room. Why even do that? Just make the fucking door unlocked. What was the point of having me go one fucking room over just to get a key? That adds nothing to the game. I haven't talked much about the plot, but that's because there isn't much plot. There's a prophecy about some guy named Gels who will be resurrected, and then there's this weird man in black following you. Where's the girl? And then there's this girl named Misato. Every time you come across her, the main character tries to ditch her.
Misato, I'm going to take a look up ahead. You stay here. How's your ankle doing?
It hurts a bit, but I can walk.
It's no good. Wait here. I will be back.
Promise?
Get in the trunk of the car. It's safer there than anywhere else.
It's like he wants nothing to do with her, but she's the only character in the game other than you and the man in black. One thing I completely forgot about is this game is actually 2 discs. Halfway through the game, you fight the first boss, and at first I thought it was the final boss, and that I could finally go on with my life and stop wasting it playing this. But no, I had an entire fucking disc left. And the entire second portion is the same exact thing as the first. Run here, get a key, run back there, use the key, and get another one that opens a different door back where you came from, rinse and repeat. It's more fun to run to the store and go grocery shopping and then come back home and realize you forgot something than playing this fucking shit. And to be honest, running real-life errands is more challenging than any part of this game. Right here, I'm at the end of the game, and look at all the items I have. I counted, and altogether, I have 834 bullets across 8 different guns, and I'm on the final boss. And it's not like I've been saving my ammo. I've killed almost every enemy. You might think I'm playing on easy or something, but no, I'm on normal mode. The only difference is that in easy mode, the vampire zombies hop around like frogs. That's it. Another thing, I didn't die once the entire game. I'm dead fucking serious. The only time I did actually die was when I tried to die to see what would happen, and it's as dumb as you'd expect. Just look at this. The final boss, or bosses, are these 3 witches that float around and laugh. They shoot Hadoukens and triangles and shit, but it's pretty easy to beat them. Oh, and the ending cutscene is possibly the worst on the PlayStation. It's Master Chu and the Drunkard Who levels of fucked.
But what are they?
Real vampires. Misato, you mean you never heard of Gels?
Gels is the Emperor of Darkness.
What?
Keith, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's it. That's the best ending you can get. There's absolutely zero reason to play this game. It came out almost a full fucking year after Resident Evil 3 and 2 months before the PlayStation 2. If you thought this was an early release PlayStation game, I don't blame you. But no, this came out in the year 2000! This was like a fart coming from the decayed corpse colon of the original PlayStation. Looks like if ass could make a video game. One more thing I want to mention, there's a second story mode you can unlock if you beat the game in under 8 hours. Unfortunately, I was too slow and wasted 9 hours and 37 minutes of my life on this festering fuck heap. And the last thing I want to do on Halloween is spend another 8 hours playing Countdown Vampires. I'd rather get jerked off by a jellyfish while I eat a platypus's asshole. I mean, actually eat the negative space of its anus. So fuck this game. Die, monster. You don't belong in this world. Ah! Yeah!